What do leather polish, elevator lubricant, roof protectant, chainsaw oil, fire suppressant, tofu, and biodiesel all have in common? They can all be made using Ohio soybeans, thanks to the research being done by the Ohio Soybean Council. Now you can add asphalt sealant to that list. Find out how a new product developed with Ohio soybeans is being used by local governments to make roads last longer, taxpayer dollars go farther, and soybeans more valuable. That's next on this Ohio Farm Bureau podcast.
At Ag Credit, our loan officers take the time to understand each operation, its needs, and offer the unique financing solutions it deserves. Whether your needs include financing for equipment, livestock, inputs, farm improvements, real estate, or your home, we've got you covered. With a company vision to inspire growth in agriculture and our rural communities, our team members aren't just lenders. They take an active role in their community and are advocates for agriculture. To apply online or find the location nearest you, visit us at agcredit.net. Ag Credit, committed to agriculture, committed to you.
As the nation's #1 insurer of farms and farm families, Nationwide has long been a reliable resource for rural America. And while the current surge of data, technology, and globalization promises incredible growth potential, each new opportunity is shadowed by rising threats like security breaches, GMO contamination, and supply chain failures. This business is about adapting. It demands a protector just as forward-minded. It demands Nationwide.
Today on the Ohio Farm Bureau podcast, we're talking with the Ohio Soybean Council about a unique program that uses soybeans to help seal and protect roads. It's called the Soy-Based Asphalt Sealant Grant Program, funded by the soybean checkoff dollars for Ohio soybean farmers across the state of Ohio. Joining us from the Ohio Soybean Council, their policy and demand coordinator, Kylie Holbrook. First time on the podcast. Great to see you and welcome.
Thanks, Ty. Great being here. Super excited to talk about this opportunity.
It's amazing how many uses there are for soybeans. Over the years, we've talked about hundreds of uses and even things being developed right here in Ohio, thanks to the Ohio Soybean Council. So let's talk about this new soy-based asphalt sealant grant program. Tell us more about it and what inspired the Ohio Soybean Council to launch it.
So this is a program that we actually started this year. It's our first year in this program to kind of incentivize the use of soy-based road sealants by counties and townships in the state. And the goal of our demand arm, Ty, here at the Soybean Council is to invest in programming and projects that we hope will lead to the increased sales of Ohio soybeans and Ohio soybean-derived products. And we feel that, incentivizing the use of these soy-based bioproducts does exactly that, and it helps to accomplish that goal that we've set here at the council.
So asphalt sealant, really nothing new. We see it all over when you drive around rural Ohio, ways to make those roads last longer. But how does this soy-based product compare to traditional products we've used over the past generations?
Well, in the performance aspect specifically, you see a lot of reducing in the cracking of asphalt, the raveling, those potholes that you see when you do apply an asphalt sealant to that asphalt. You see increased flexibility in the road and decreased viscosity, which is kind of that brittleness of the asphalt. So performance-wise, it is always recommended, especially when you see counties and municipalities with, lower budgets, because adding that sealant can kind of go a long way. While it's an additional cost on the front end, it extends the longevity and the life of that road, where on the back end, it will actually decrease costs because you won't have to refill those potholes or refurbish that road quite as quickly as what you would have had to had that not been applied. And so in what we call this rejuvenation market, a lot of these products are actually really competitive cost-wise with their petroleum competitors. And there have been a lot of cases where we've even seen on bid scenarios where these soy bio-based products have come in as the low bidder for a lot of counties and municipalities.
It's a big deal because a lot of this maintenance comes from taxpayer dollars, right? So you're making those dollars go a lot farther. There's a return on investment for the citizens of that township, county, municipality, what have you. There's also a return on investment for Ohio soybean farmers. As I mentioned, soybean checkoff dollars fund this program. Talk about what that looks like and the ROI for soybean farmers across the Buckeye State.
Absolutely. And Ty, that's one of the biggest goals that we have here is that ROI. And so back in the fall, our board of farmer directors decided to allocate $20,000 for this grant program in the 2025 fiscal year. And so looking at, the projects that the council invests in, and especially in the infrastructure space, our board of farmer directors, they make they make these decisions and find them so valuable to invest in kind of the entirety of the soybean supply chain, not just one aspect of it. And so this project specifically, they felt was really important because it kind of checks two boxes at one time. It incentivizes the use and the marketing of those new bio-based products, as well as, investing in reliable infrastructure in a lot of these towns where we do see a lot of soybean transportation.
When you mentioned being the low bidder, it's cost effective for these local governments to use this soy-based asphalt sealant. What kind of response are we getting here early on through this grant program across Ohio?
We actually had, on the council side, a greater demand in the application process than what we were expecting originally. And kind of to our surprise, there's a lot of municipalities in the state that are already using products that or have used these products in the past. And so that was really, really heartening to us in this experience. And it's given us a lot of optimism kind of as we move forward into the next steps and what the future of this soy-based program will look like.
What was the application process? What did it look like? Who was eligible? What kinds of projects are you looking to fund here through the Ohio Soybean Council?
Yeah, so this is our first year again, so we're learning right alongside of all of the different counties and municipalities, but we felt like it was a really productive application program for the first year. And the process it consists of mainly the application and review period. So all applications are reviewed by our demand committee here at the council level. Again, that's made up of farmer growers in the state of Ohio that grow soybeans. And they then narrow it down to who they believe are the top two townships or counties that should be awarded this grant program. And then those two counties or townships will then receive the grant. And so right now, when it comes to what this program looks like, we're focusing specifically on county and local roads. But that's not to say that this program can't change in the future or expand in scope, pending what our board finds to be valuable to them and to our reliable infrastructure in the state of Ohio.
The word sustainability used to be a buzzword. Now it's become more of a mission and a culture with Ohio agriculture. How does a program like this align with broader sustainability goals, not just for Ohio agriculture, but for infrastructure development across the state and really across the country?
So, soy-based products in general, they've always been really great alternatives when trying to reach those specific sustainability goals because in most cases, you see a complete replacement of traditional petroleum products, or at least a very high replacement rate of those traditional petroleum products. And so that creates not only a more environmentally friendly alternative, but also one that supports our local farmers and our local communities and continues to contribute to a reliable system to move ag products across the state.
So as we look at the future, you mentioned this is a new program, a new product for a lot of Ohio local governments. What's the future look like for this product in particular? But are there other products out there, innovations in the pipeline that we should be keeping our eye on as we move down the road, literally and figuratively?
I like that pun there. But, in the state of Ohio specifically, I think we sit really well when we think about the idea of this broader bioeconomy, especially with our research lab that we have on the council level, the Arable Research Lab, that invests specifically in soy-based bioproducts in new uses. And, aside from that, even the council here in the state is working constantly in partnership with the Soy Transportation Coalition, which is this broader national group that invests in new infrastructure solutions. And so soy-based sealants, they're a lot of the more popular infrastructure solutions. You see the asphalt sealants. They also have soy-based concrete sealers as well. But we do see a big opportunity for the future of this market and future investments, from soy-based tires to bridges constructed from old rail cars, which is a lot of what the Soy Transportation Coalition is looking into now. we are constantly working on ways to encourage a more effective transportation and supply chain for our ag products.
We have, of course, Ohio Farm Bureau members watching and listening. Many of them are soybean growers. Some just happen to be listening because they found us as they were looking through new podcast options. If someone wanted to learn more about this from a farmer side or consumer standpoint, how can they do that?
So when our application process actually opens, it'll be both on our website and our social media. So we always encourage people to follow along on social media for these grant opportunities and to stay in touch with the projects that we're doing. But if you want to learn more about specific bio-based products and this idea of the broader bioeconomy, you can visit soybiobase.org, and you can view an entire list of products there. And then if you actually want to see this product in action, the application of the soy-based asphalt sealant, the council is partnering with BioRestore, which is a company that works with these soy-based asphalt sealants. And they're hosting a live demonstration at the Ohio Soybean Association's hometown tour on August 6th, and that's going to be at Wright State Lake Campus. So if you want to come watch it in action, register for our event. It's at soyohio.org, and that's going to be under the Ohio Soybean Hometown Tour tab. Great opportunity. We're really looking forward to show the community what this process looks like and how they can get involved in using these more environmentally friendly, farmer-focused soy-based bioproducts.
Adding to the list of domestic uses of Ohio soybeans, very important to Ohio soybean farmers here in Ohio. Kylie Holbrook, Policy and Demand Coordinator with the Ohio Soybean Council. Great to see you, and thanks for the insights. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Ty.
Find previous podcasts at ohiofarmbureau.org and search podcast.